So, Anusha, have you practiced on roles yesterday topic or not? Little practice is not okay. Okay. So what, whenever you did practice or anything you did own also, you can just update in a group so that others also will practice, right? Okay, at least players practicing, so I will also involve like that. It's a boost up for others, right? So update it, whatever maybe you're doing. I'm doing this sort of activity, so I'm facing this issue, I resolve the issues, or I face this issue, kindly help anyone who have knowledge on that. Like this, if you're asking, others also will react and okay, I will also do. Okay. So yesterday we were discussing about roles, right? Is that font is okay? Font size. Are you able to see? Okay. Still you want more font size? It's already 18. Too much. Okay. Okay. Now it's better. So this is the process. Actually, every time I want to show user so that I can understand I'm in which user. So there is a simple command I will set SQLP underscore user. If you give this command, it will show the username directly. Instead of SQL, it will show sys user. Okay, same command if I enter to other user, other session, so who are connected, it will be shown. It's not a recommended to learn. Okay, just I'm giving this command because of you people can set and understand I mean which user I'm doing. Okay, so here in Anusha, instead of SQL, it get Anusha, right? And here says I mean which user, that user will show. Even if I connect like direct with any other user, that user name will display. Okay, once you exit, it will go just for temporary purpose. Okay, so nothing, it won't affect anything. So yesterday we created roles and given the grants to that role and that role to assign to the user, right? So if you doesn't know the roles, you can just DBA underscore roles. Here you can identify what is the role which is created. Select role from DBA underscore roles. You'll get lot of roles here. So if you give the where condition, which role you gets, that role name will comes. Okay, and then describe DBA underscore role underscore proofs. So this can be this role to assign to which user that can identify by with this dictionary view. Okay, so select grantee here and then granted role from db underscore roles and which role if you don't know about the role name, that role name need to check here. So new dev role. So you can set properly by column name set. So, so this role is assigned to two users, Anusha and Swami, and this is by default user. It will come any role if you create it. Okay. So, and now the requirement comes for the Anusha user. There is a one user will called the suppose I will connect the users code. So this is the default user is available from the Oracle. It will come. So that for the test purpose, there is some tables will be there. Select star from suppose. Sorry, I will connect the Scott user. Select star from tab. Call t name. So these are the tables. By default, the test purpose they are created. Even if you want, you can create the tables and do the practice. That's the best option. Okay. So I have the multiple tables here. Suppose this table. Just to checking this table of the Scott user, which user I'm the connected Scott user. Select star from and give the table name here, that around the MP or DEPT, whatever which table you can give. So it will show some records here. So now the requirement is comes that Anusha wants Scott user table to see. Okay. So this is also user management topic only. So how to create the user and then how to grant the permission, or how to create the role and how to grant the permissions to the role and that role to assign to the user. Yesterday you learned. That's all the what is like direct privileges you can say. Okay, direct sys privileges that you can provide to the any user, that you can verify it. Now the requirement comes object level privileges. It's called indirect privileges. So object level privilege is nothing but the object means it's a table or index, anything it's say. So that table need to grant. Anusha want to give. So Anusha doesn't have any table. She is a developer or she is a just read-only user or anything. See the tab is the default keyboard, the default dictionary view for every user, that it can be identify what are the tables are defined or other tables are created in the one user, that can be shows with the select star from tab just. So it will show all the tables information, or otherwise there is a one more dictionary view like user underscore tables. So here is the user underscore tables is the default dictionary view for the user, and DBA underscore tables is the default dictionary for the tables to see all the database tables in a database level. It is the only particular level means user underscore tables. And just a simple tab is the simple keyword to verify what are the tables are there. If it is a limited tables, it will say limited. If it is a large kind of tables, then you need to identify with the user underscore tables only. So the where class you need to provide there. Okay. So now what I object level privileges I want to show, like Anusha have a requirement that what she want to look, that is a one Scott user, that Scott user table want to view. She want to view the Scott user table, that is you can see department table. Suppose in the Scott user, I mean a Scott user, I just give the select star from the table name, it's show getting the records only here, right? So if I give the same command in the Anusha table, you will get what happened. This table is not exist, table or view does not exist, it will show, because this the table is not available in the Anusha user. Okay, but this user table is available in the Scott. Okay, the same table connects sys DBA with a sys can be view or not. Suppose if sys want to see the same user, I'm not in a Scott user, I'm in a sys user now, right? See, here also I get the same user, table or view does not exist. But sys does not have required any privileges. Okay, so that she can verify directly. But before viewing any table from the any user, you have to follow the select star from only can give. But before you need to inform that this table is available for which user. That user name also need to mention here. That's Scott, and then give the department table. Then sys directly view the data. Okay, select start from username dot table name. You have to mention the username dot table name. Here again differentiate with the user dot is the differentiate, which is the user and which is the table. First it can become the user or schema. You can say it comes here, and then DEPT is the table name. You can mention. Then the sys can be used because sys is the super user that he can do anything. She can check the any table also for any user without granting the permissions. The same level, if you see the Anusha, okay, if I give the directory table name, it's saying table RV does not exist. Even I am giving the Scott name and then table name, still it will get the table RV does not exist. So then what it's happened? See here the sys user able to view the records, but the same command is giving the Anusha, it's not giving saying like table RV does not exist. Even it's you cannot understand it is a what kind of privileges. If you see this kind of error, what to say, the table or view does not exist, it's showing. Even it's like it's not saying asking that it's a permission issue or it's a table space issue or it's a other kind of issue. But even if you see, I said like how to check the error, ORA error, OERR exclamation mark you need to mention because you are in SQL. It's a Linux command. It's a Linux. It's not Linux command. It's a Oracle command, Oracle library command, but it can be executed in the Linux machine. Only Linux, not in SQL. So that's why if you exclamation mark you will give, what happen? It can be execute in the Linux machine. It is exit. Just exclamation. If you give this exclamation mark, it will exit from the database. Okay. I mean, it will exit from the SQL. So that's why it's also exit command. Okay. But if you give the same command, it will connect. Oh, sorry. If you are connected from the other user, SQL plus give the username Anusha plus password. Anusha password. Okay, now it's connected. Set SQL prompt double quotes underscore user Anusha. Okay. So what I'm saying, select. I'm giving the same table. So exclamation mark I mentioned, right? If you give this command username dot table name, table review does not exist. If you as mentioned, like every user have a cause and solution in a Oracle. That's why Oracle is very easy to learn. So we are a Ora number you have to mention same number instead of hyphen you can remove it, and 00 is not a before 0 is not a number, but you can see if you want to see whatever the number you can mention the same number. So action as clause is not showing anything because it's a, you're saying very clearly it's a table or view does not exist. So whatever maybe the table comes, right, the table name itself is not there. That's why there is no cause and action also here. But if you see the invalid username or invalid password, then they have some solution. If you see the any number, the insufficient of privileges, that will show the action, cause and action as well. Okay. Now if you can see, this table is can be viewed by the sys, but not by the Anusha. So then what is the solution here? So now object kind of privileges you need to provide. So how we can provide the object kind of privileges? So first you need to understand the Anusha requirement. What is the Anusha requirement? She is want to select the table from this caught user. So select is the privilege and which table is the table you need to understand. So I've already mentioned you are giving the permissions here. Object level privilege I mentioned. So there is again the same command. It's a grant is the command to give the permission. To revoke is the command to revoke the permissions from the user. So grant and what's our requirement? Select. She is going to select the privilege. So select is the privilege name. So it will not show in the db underscore sys underscore privilege command. Okay, there is a direct privilege comes. Here select is the object privilege comes. There is a different dictionary view I will show you. Select and on you need to mention because on which table you need to mention that table name you need to mention. I mentioned SQL is the structure query language, right? You need to write in a structure format. So grant is the command. Grant select on means which table, and on which table you need to provide the table name you need to mention. Grant select on table 2. I've always you can give the same 2 only, right? So grant select on username dot table name you have to mention because of here if you are not mention the username dot table name, what happen? There is a multiple users have same kind of table. Then you don't understand, right? It is a which table and which table you need to give the which user permission. So that's why you have to mention username dot table name, and 2 for which user we need to provide that user is reporting. Anusha is the reporting that I am unable to view the Scott user table. She doesn't know about the grant or anything because he's a developer. Okay, so then you need to understand as a DBA grant select on username dot table name to Anusha. Which user you need to provide that username you can give. Okay, while giving the username in uppercase or lowercase is not a matter in Oracle. Okay, now grant succeeded. Now you can see the same table. Select star from Scott username dot table name. Now you can able to see, right? Anusha can you able to see. Even Anusha want to insert or update or delete whatever maybe you want. She have to ask the permissions only. Okay, so now you can check this table level permissions. How you can verify that table level permissions is given to the some particular user or in particular table. So there is a dictionary view will be there. Describe DBA underscore tab. This is a tab. Why you are mentioning the tab means it's a table. Table level privileges. That's why it's a table level privileges. DBA tab privs. Priv means privileges. Here you can see grantee can identify, owner can identify, table name can identify, grantor is who is identified and what kind of privilege you given. So these 4 columns you can see. And remaining if you want whatever maybe you can see whatever. But at least my requirement need to understand what columns I can pick up. Okay. If you are mentioning just select star form means it will show all the records. I mean star I given what are the columns is defined in the table. The table all will come at a time. So if you give the star also here also I can give the select star from db underscore tab underscore views. It will show there is a lot of tables are there in a table. Every table will be show here. So that what happened the query will take long time also to execute. That's why you should mention where class. Even if I am not mention star, what happened? Even if I mention the star means all columns will be identified at a time. And you know the table name, which name you need to mention, and you want to know on which table we have the permissions to which user. So that I want to know. So either you can identify by based on the Anusha user or based on the department table. Okay, here grantee becomes as a Anusha and owner will as the Scott, because of which table owner, the table name, and which table you need. So any one keyword, I mean one identification you need to know. So then only you can give the where clause. So I know about grantee here, or I know about table name here. So I will give the table name here, where table name equal to EPT. Suppose if it is a single table, it will give the only single table. If it is a multiple tables, it will show all the multiple tables also. See, there is a multiple tables also there. Not a multiple tables. Okay, here you can see there is a columns is not in a proper way. You can see I have to set each and everything here. So I don't require remaining options. Okay, in that scenario I can set proper way. Column names need to set as a per temporary purpose. Call grantee for A10 because Anusha is not much characters with A10, and owner is also not much because Scott is how many characters is around 5 or 6 characters. I will give the 10 characters. Then call table underscore name for A20 I will give. Call grantor also I will give for A10. So what are the these characters I am going to shrink it so that it will be not much time. I can see the proper way. Also I can see set line size. By default 100 will be there, so I will set it to 200. Means up to this characters up to 200 it will show. Then slash as you mentioned, right? Slash is the command to execute here as the previous command which is executed successfully. That we'll see. Yeah. Now see that the multiple users also there. This table have the permission. Still I can include this one, for A10 or 12. See here, Basha user is there and Scott is the owner of the table and the table name is department only. Multiple records is showing because each one have the select privileges for Basha also can able to see this table and also Sana is also table can be see and Anusha also can see this table. Okay, so that's why select privileges are there. If you give the permissions also insert options. Suppose I want to insert this table, insert into, the insert into command, right? Insert into table name you need to mention directly. While you are inserting the different user table, insert into table name you have to, while you are inserting into the different table, okay, I mean with a different user table you have to mention username dot table name. If you are inserting into the same user table, then don't need to give the username here, but you are inserting into the different user, so then you have to mention insert into department. So insert into username dot table name, and values you have to mention the value here. Some I will give the 50 and operations in the single quotes. It's a character should be, whenever the characters will be there, that character should be in string only it will come. Some Hyderabad I will give, and then sorry, it's not Hyderabad, it's like salary I will give. Then I will give the Hyderabad. So insufficient privileges. Now we got the error insufficient of privileges. Okay. Previously it's getting the table or view does not exist. You got it because the select privilege is also not there. Now select privilege is there. Now inserting you are going to insert. Now the insert privilege is not there here. So you don't understand. It's just insufficient privilege. But you have to check with Anusha what you are doing. I am doing the insert operations on so and so table. Okay. Then you got to know the DBA. So you have to grant the table grant insert. What is the commands will be there? Insert, because of DML operations you need to provide. Okay, here what are the operations will be there? DML operations. Okay, once you can give the select, other one is insert and update and delete. These are the object privileges. There is a direct privilege will be there. There a lot of privileges based on this database, but object privileges are only these are the privileges, and one more option will be there, execute privileges. Execute is also will be there, and we can based on the requirement we can provide this requirement. Now actually we have the only insert privilege you need to provide. Insert, grant insert on, you have to mention on, and which user, that user table you have to and DEPT table on to which user you want to give that user. If you want to give the multiple users also just common give the multiple users. Okay, So grant insert on table name. Now it's you are inserted. Now you can see this permissions once again about the command. So don't give the star. It's a performance while you are doing the performance training, right? Instead of star, you can mention the column names. If you want all the column names, you can mention the column names here. Okay, so that it will be more faster compared to the star. If you select the column names, it's more faster to pick up. It's a performance tuning option. So whenever any people are asking about how the query will be tuned, the tuned query is like avoid star symbol and give the instead of star give the column names like this. And who is the grantor means Scott is the grantor and what kind of privilege you need to mention, and the remaining is not required, so that columns you can ignore it from db underscore tab underscore tools. Where class also, this is the one more performance question. So there is a two options you will say. If you want to tune the query, you have said like, suppose if the one of the person asking that the query is taking more than 20 seconds or be it's actually it should be run within a 2 seconds, but it's taking it to more than 20 seconds because of the statement. You need to check the if any query is using the star, avoid the star and give the column names instead of star, and then use the where clause, and then you can use the hints also, they can mention hints also. So just for the performance tuning question, if you anyone ask, you can just remember that also. So it's a more faster compared to this query. It's a more faster to get the data. It's a small record, that's why it's getting faster. If it is a thousands or lakhs of records, then it will come more fast, more faster of the query to get the records. Now you can see Anusha have the insert query and Anusha also have the select privilege name. So now we can see try to insert the privilege again with the same command. I will try to execute. Now one row is created. Now you can see the select star from table department. The table the option is added here. Okay. So after inserting, you need to give the commit. Otherwise, it will be roll off it. So you did. Now we want to delete it. I don't want to give this command. So if you want to delete the same table, give the same delete table name, and give the delete table name again where you need to mention. Otherwise, it will delete all the records. Where I don't know the department number equal to 50. Again insufficient privileges. She can insert it, but he cannot delete it because here she doesn't have privileges for the delete command. So again, you can give the grant delete on username dot table name to which user you need to mention that username. Grants deleted. Now you can see what privileges is added here. Now delete also okay, right? And also if you want to see here, I mentioned right like first Anusha came, then Basha came, then Sana came. I want to see in the all the users in a order format. You can see same command here. You can mention order by grantee. This grantee only different, right? Grantee order by grantee in ASC format. ASC means ascending order, DSC means descending order. See, Anusha will come now, and then Basha, then Sana, like that. If you give the instead of ASC, can give the DSC descending order. See here, first Sana came, then Basha came. Here Sana last, now here Sana is first. So now she can delete or not. She can delete it. Want to delete it. Then commit. Commit means it will be reflected. So now this table is not existing in the Anusha user. This table is existing in the Scott user. Okay, that so this is the how we can give the grants to the object level. How we can revoke it also. I mean, if you want to revoke once she done the job, you can if you want to revoke it, you can just revoke the same commands from the user. So revoke. So what privilege is given, that privilege you can remove it, then delete. At a time you can remove it. At a time you can give it to the user also. While giving to you can mention. While revoking from you can mention. From Anusha. Sorry, on. You have to mention while giving the object level privilege. On should be mentioned. On username dot then table name from which user you given that user privileges you can remove. That's it. and this same kind of privileges can be add to the same. If you give the, suppose if you are, yesterday we created a role, right? So if you want to add these privileges to the role also, grant, select, insert on table to new underscore dev underscore role. This is the role actually, right? This role also you can give. So now you can also see here. See, the role name is came here. Got it? So call grant table increase. See, new dev role, again it comes, select, insert, update. Okay, right? So even the role also can be give the privileges. Okay, so this is the role event. So you can role is also same and user also same and granting the permission also same, and how to give the direct privileges and indirect object level privileges, right? The same way I mentioned here, db underscore tab underscore privileges that you can verify in the database level. Now same here, user underscore tab underscore privileges. So these also verify the command to grant the permissions to the to check the user level. I mean here DB level. The DB underscore privileges will be DB level. Okay, these permissions will be checked by the sys user. This sys user only checked by the all the database users privileges, and user tab privileges can be seen by the only grantee table name from user underscore tab underscore. Okay, if you are this directly user tab privileges, right? Public direct, that is a table, that is a role actually. I have to verify from the role actually. Okay, here grant, I will give the previous direct previous once again. Instead of Anusha, sorry, role name Anusha can give. Now we can see the table list. See here it comes call T for A10, call table name for. See, so now it's got all the privileges. So user underscore tab underscore privileges also can verify the user level privileges. Already yesterday we discussed about the role level. So role level privileges you can verify in the roles only. DB underscore roles or sorry, DB underscore role underscore sys underscore privileges. So here you can see the role name. Call role for A15. A15. Select role comma privilege. From DB role underscore privilege, where role equal to new underscore dev underscore role. Okay, so create synonym. So these are the direct privileges that you can verify it. Okay, so these are the roles. Now we can discuss. It's clear, right? Anyone have doubts? Please let me know. So direct privileges you can understand, indirect privileges you can understand, like the object level privileges you can understand, right? Are you people are there or not? Hello. Anusha, Priya, Irfan, no update, no talking. Not able to hear me. You people are talking or not? I mean, I'm audible to you. Okay. At least text me. Irfan, Anusha, Okay, now so roles and user management still okay, right? Grants and object level privileges, everything is fine, right? Yeah, now we can need to discuss about profiles. Okay, user management comes profiles. Yeah, so users means to create the user, alter the user, and if your account is what happened, that's level you can create the user. That's fine. And roles means it's created the role and create the set of privileges to that role, and that roles can be assigned to the many users. So if you want to add a new privilege to the role, and if you can revoke it in a role, automatically it will be revoke it for the all the users which are is assigned to the that role to which users are assigned. That privilege will also gone, right? So everything we discussed yesterday. Okay. So if one you missed that one, you can connect with Anusha and Priya. So they will guide you what are the roles. Okay. So now we need to discuss about profiles. So what is profiles? So describe DBA underscore users. This is also part of the user management only. Set line size again 100. Describe DBA underscore users. So here we discuss about the user management. Then we have to discuss about profiles. The same username, there is a profile column will be there. We have to discuss about this profile. So select username. I will select the particular user. So we are already discussing with Anusha. So I will go with the Anusha user only. Profile from DBA underscore users where if I not give the where clause, what happened? All the list of the users will comes. Okay. So for username for okay. So this is the user. So by default, one of the profile will comes. That profile name called default. Whenever is a new user is added or new user is created, by default one of the profile will be assigned automatically. This is the Oracle created profile. Okay. So what I will do first, I will try to create a profile. Yesterday I created the role. So the role, what is the command of the role generally? Yesterday we created. Any idea? What is the command to create a role? Create role and then role name. So now I am going to create a profile. So that's the same thing I mentioned, create profile. Okay. So what you are going to do, create that you need to mention the keyword also, create profile. I mentioned the DDL commands. Whenever you are using the DDL commands, you should mention what is it is to going to create. So create, alter, drop, truncate are the DDL commands. While you giving these commands, definitely you mention the keyword that what you are going to do. Okay, I'm going to create a profile. That's why I mentioned profile is the keyword. Okay, and obviously we need to give the profile name. That profile name I can give some profile underscore new. Okay, I'll give the profile underscore new, and there is a limit will be there. We have to mention the one of the limit actually. If you don't remember this limit, I will tell you what is the limit. Okay, so limit, there is a actually 14 kind of profiles will be there. The limitations is there. This a profile is nothing but limitations on the user. Okay, so that's why I mentioned the limit keyword. I will mention that limit keyword and failed underscore login underscore attempts. It's 3. So you can understand what is this fail login attempts. It's a completely 3 words of the command. Just I based as an underscore. You mentioned right. Is here space is the special character. That's why if you are giving the same command, you should be mentioned the keyword as underscore here, so that it can be takes the keyword. Okay. So create profile, profile name, and limit and fail login attempts 3. So what is the meaning of failed attempts? Login attempts 3 means while you are going to connecting the database. Okay, if you give the wrong attempts as a 3 times more than that, the account can be blocked. So that is the purpose we can see. So now the profile is created. This is the command to create a profile. Simple. Okay, any limit you can give. That limit no need to remember. I will tell you how to give that limit also. Okay, so first I need to check the profile is created. Now I want to check that profile is created or not. What are the limitations on that profile? So describe. So whenever I am going to check the tables, DB underscore tables is the dictionary view that I can check that all the tables. I want to check the database roles. DB underscore roles is the dictionary view that I can check the database roles. Now DB underscore profile is the default dictionary view that you can check the profile information. So describe DBA underscore profiles, right? So now we know the profile name and the resource name, resource type and limit. So these are all the need to verify here. Select star from, I can again give the star. First time if you don't know about the column names or anything, you can just give the star and db underscore profiles, and don't give the direct class while you are checking in the sys user. Should be mentioned where class, so that you can get the only particular profile information or particular user information. So where I know the profile, this is the profile name only, right? I'll create the create profile name I mentioned, right? So I know about the profile name. So that's why I will give the profile equal to the profile name is should be prof name. So it is in a created in a smaller case, but while you are fetching should be in the upper case. So in the single quotes, prof prof underscore name. It won't show the proper format. So in that format, you need to set the manual limitations. I mean, the column names need to set here. Call limit for the limit value should be something around 30. Call profile for A20, already 20 set. Set line size you need to set. Okay, and set pages. Pages also will set. Line size means it will come to line size like this. So pages means up to, actually by default 10 pages will be there. Up to 10 pages, again these columns will be displayed here. The same columns are displaying above also. The column name, see, the column is here. Because in the one page you can say like the continuation of the these commands coming to the next page. Actually it's saying that the same screen, but if you want to see the pages level, it will go into the next level. So that's why you can set pages 100. Here you are seeing 16 rows recorded in a one page. So that's why you can give the more than 16 pages, like 20 you can give, or 30 you can give. Set pages simple. So now it in the one page it comes. Okay, so now you can see these here, all the limitations comes default here, except fail login attempts. Except fail login attempts, because while I am going to create a profile, I should mention the some limitations again, right? We give the any limitations, one limitation. So by default I am remember this one, so that's why I given this one. If it doesn't know, instead of selecting the new profile, you can see the default profile. By default it available. So here I mentioned, right, the new profile name. Instead of new profile name, I can give the default profile name, this profile name. Okay, here if you give the default, again it will show the default. So here the name is single only, but based on the column level it should be display, right? That's why each column it's mentioned as the profile name as a common name. Okay, but here the difference actually the column level. Okay, now you can see the failed login attempts is 3 times. Okay, and this profile is assigned to the, actually what is the profile here, Anusha profile I will say. Now I can see Anusha user. So still Anusha user is profile is default. So now I am going to create, I am created a new profile. That profile need to assign to the user. How we can assign? So this is the alter command to modify the user. Alter user, username Anusha. Okay, here the profile name you have to mention. What is this one? This is the profile, because it is a profile and the profile name need to change, and the profile name is new profile name. The user is altered. Got it? So now we can see, is it altered or not? The username is altered. Now we can see this user have some limitations on the profile. So this is the failed login attempts. Now I try to log in. The user profile is modified, and once it's modified means this profile, what are the limitations are there here. You can see this is the resource name and this is the limitations. Limit means limitations. It's a failed login attempts is 3. If we use the more than 3, so exit from here. I will try to connect the username Anusha and Anusha123. First, I want to show the user is connecting with the right password or not. So I am connected with the right password, user Anusha. Now I will try to use the different password as the failed login attempts. SQL plus username. Anusha. Around. I will give the just different name. 123. I am not given. What happened? Invalid username password. You get there. So now again give the same with some other XYZ password. Okay. The second time I given the wrong password. Okay. And third time also I give the some 1 2 3 4. third time is also wrong password again. It's a failed login attempt, 3 times I given, right? Now what I will do, I will give the right password. What happened? The account is locked. You see the error? The account is locked. Even I given the right password also. Okay. So this will come there, people. So I forgot my username, or I given some wrong user password or account password. The account is showing locked. So directly you can verify which profile is assigned to the user, and that profile limitations we need to check. That profile limitations is failed login attempts 3. Then you can inform to the user, you given the wrong password more than 3 times, that your user account is locked. So in that scenario, again one more time we need to check username and account status is also in the same DB underscore users also there from DB underscore users, so that the user status also can verify. The user status is locked. In that scenario, what you need to do, if we need to ask the username, have you remember your password? Yes, I am remember my password. Just unlock my account. So then you have to say alter user, username Anusha, account unlocked. Now account is unlocked. You can check the status. Account is open. Okay. Now you can see the user is trying to connect. Same password. She is connected because we didn't change the user password. Okay. If she again connect the user Anusha again, if you want to connect from the SQL level, connect is the command Anusha and Anusha something wrong password, invalid username and password. Okay. Once you connected this command, you still it's showing SQL, but please check show user. If it is a null, means you are not connected the username. Somebody is try to connect this user and giving the wrong password, then it's saying it's still SQL is there. Then they will giving the direct status from $, instance something. It will give like this. What happened? Not connected. You will get error. So they will ask. 1 minute, please. I will call you back. Hello. ओके, हाफ एन आवर के बाद मैं कॉल करता हूँ, ठीक है? So please understand this, you are already exit from the user. Once you connect, it's not connected means SQL it's showing. Okay, but please give this you show user command. Okay, whenever you got the error, because even the statement is correct, but you are not connected to the database, then you cannot get the data. Okay, so should be connected. Connect the user first. Show Anusha and Anu 1 2 3 4 something. Still again give the wrong password. I will give again Anusha some XYZ. I will give. So again wrong password. Okay. So again connect Anusha and the right password. Still account locked. Now we can ask the user that account again it is locked. Okay. Even you can see the lock date also will be there. Describe DBA underscore users. Okay. Here one more option will be there. So when it is a lock date also you can verify. Okay. Same command you can see. I said like if you want to edit the command, don't want to write it again and again, you can give this command define underscore editor equal to vi edit or ed just given, so that you will get the previous executed command. Now you want to add one more column here, lock lock underscore date, right? You can just go the side, lock underscore date. Okay, slash enter. So now you can see log date is today date 26th April. Okay, you can see the date column, just date today. So you mentioned that today is locked. So what happened again? You can ask to the Anusha. Anusha, you remember your password? Your account is locked. I am not remembered my password. Please reset the password and account unlocked. So same command alter user username Anusha account unlock you can mention. Before that you can change the password also. In user management you learned right how to change the password identified by Anusha. And if you give to new password, I can give the new password. If you want to give the same password, you can give the same password. Anusha 1 2 3 account unlock. You can mention the continuation account unlock. Or you can give the multiple times. Up to here also alter user Anusha identified by password, and then alter user Anusha account unlock. Okay. The same command it will give the multiple times also. Okay, like up to here you can also give the command. Semicolon only end the command, and also alter user Anusha instead of Anusha date account unlock. I can give Like you can give the multiple times, or if you want to give the same in the same follow, you can follow it. Now you can see the status of the Anusha again. So account status is locked, it is empty because it's not locked. Okay. So this is the way that we can see. Now we can connect Anusha, Anusha 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now it connected. Show you. So one more time, they will ask the question. So again, she want to connect the user in multiple times. Wrong password. So two times you enter wrong items, third time you can enter, it's not a problem. Okay. And with the right password also. 1, 2, 3. Account locked again. You can verify the same status again. Locked is again locked date. So now she want to, she don't know the password. Okay. And the account is unlocked. See, if she does no password, she want to unlock the account and also give the same password, but that password I am not remembered. Okay, then still you cannot connect. Okay, if she doesn't remember the password, you cannot identify the password also. There is a password column will also will be there in the DB underscore users. See the password column. There's a password column will be there. So again, I will do the edit. Every time does not require to give the define underscore editor. Once you set that till exit the command, that will be available this command. So you can just give the edit next time. The normal option you can see the columns you can be mentioned anytime. Then password here I will be the password column. Don't give the editing command. Don't give the semicolon in the last. Okay, because it will be take by default semicolon here. Okay, password column is somewhat big. The password is also empty. You cannot see the password. Okay, so she doesn't know password, but she want to reset the same password. She want to reset the same password. In that scenario, we need to get the DDL, user DDL, so that you can change the password without, you can change the password, but using the same password lines. But there is a different way will be there. Let me find that query. DDL, DDL, DDL. Okay, we'll search in a Google. Okay. If the query is not remembered, you can search in a Google. Get user DDL and Oracle. Okay. There is a simple query with a lot of queries will be there. It's a very big query they return. I don't require that much query. This one. This is the very simple query. So get DDL username and here user and username mention. You need to mention Anusha and semicolon. Before this, we need to set the long. First, I will execute this query. Actually, it will comes in deep. Okay, from keyword is missing. Select this. Okay, from DL. Dual is the default dictionary table. It will just dual. I mentioned right. If you want to do any operations, you need to give the any table only that if you want to fetch the data. Suppose I want to just 5 plus 10 is the what is the value. So I can't get the data. So if you give the operations 5 plus 10 and from dual, it will give the dual table the value directly. Okay. So this is just a dummy table. Dual is the dummy table. It does not contain any structure. Okay. So dummy table it is. It's like one single take and column name will be there. Just suppose if you see select star from dual, nothing will be there. Just there is the column name and this is X name. So whatever you mention that is mentioned as a column name and it shows the value is the that insert records it shows. Okay. So that's why even if you want to get the DDL of this command, it will be execute the same from the dual table. So now you got the command actually. but it's not get the complete command because of the limitations on the line size up to 100 only it will show. That's why you have to mention set long, and if you give the values, set long is this much you can set actually. Set long from around 20 words, then you can execute this query. You will get a proper query. See the complete detail you get. So just copy to the notepad. If you want to set the reset the same password, the remaining, see the below lines you can remove it. Only the values here. Okay. Actually, create user is the command, right? While you are creating, create user username identified by password you need to mention here. But if you want to get the same DDL is nothing but data defined. While you are going to create, that can be uh, the command will be registered in the database also. Whatever you executed the commands in the database, that can be registered in the database. So even the table, if you created any table, they will identify what command you used to create a table. That entire command will be registered in the this DDL option. Okay, so this is you got the query to create a user query. So here actually identify password you mentioned. So you know about that password is a very sensitive, or it's a encryption format will be there. This is the encryption keyword. So this can be registered as an encryption keyword format. Okay, so now you have to make in a single line about this file. These lines are all the lines, and there is a space will be there. Just to remove the space, everything. You cannot use the space in in anywhere. You cannot in between of these lines in single quotes. You cannot give the any single space in between the characters, because this is a completely password value. Okay, now you can see you are going to change the password. You don't create it, because of here create is there. You get the command like a created command. What you use, what command is used to create a user. Okay, because the user is already there, so that one you cannot use the create. Here instead of create, you can use the alter command. Alter user identified by values, and the continuation you can see here up to semicolon is there, right? Remove the semicolon, the last line. After that, account unblock. This is the command to change the user password. It's the same password you need to change. User is altered. Okay. So now you can check the status of the user. So this is the command to change the same password that the user password is doesn't know. Okay. If the she want to change the new password, you can give the just alter user username identified by new password. But if she want to the same password, then if the she doesn't know about password, even I doesn't know about the password, then why we need to give the same password? Because of some background jobs are running with the same password. Okay, so that's the purpose. The password should be required as the same one only. Okay, the application doesn't ask the password if she doesn't know the password. Even as doesn't know the password, I cannot give the password also, because it's a string format. So there is options will be there in a different way that to decrypt the password. Okay, that's why don't say this to anyone. Just you can identify the DDL. Based on the DDL, you can change the password with account unlock. You can see the account status is open. Now she know the password, then she can connect with the same password only. See connected. Okay, like that. Even if you give the password is the different values here, but still you given the password here Anusha123. Okay, I know about the password, that's why I mentioned. If you know doesn't know the password, you can remove, just leave it. The application team they can configure with the same password. Okay, so this is the purpose that you can see. And there is a some I mentioned the profiles also, right? So the profile limitations I mentioned till now. Select star from DBA where profile name equal to. You can see now only I mentioned the failed login attempts. Now we want to this profile can be give to multiple users. Whatever the users are there, all the users can be profile, and you can identify which profile is assigned to the one user. That can be seen in the DB underscore users only, right? So now we can see. Now if you want to change any profile, like here password lifetime is there, password reuse time is there, reuse max is there, verify function is there. So whatever maybe if you want to get default one is there. So you can change the any profile value. Suppose alter profile. I want to modify the profile limitations on the So password lifetime I want to use, or password reuse time, or reuse max. Okay, which one I need to change? Actually, this is the password. You can see here is the kernel parameters here, and here you can see password parameters here. Okay, what are the difference between kernel and shit? So what is the difference between kernel and password? Okay, you can understand one by one actually. Okay, what we can see. We'll discuss tomorrow about this.